Welcome to another podcast with Ron, or as I like to call it, Ron Podcast. I want to talk a little bit about Fast and Furious 6, the Fast and the Furious Part 6, whatever you want to call it. I've been a fan of the franchise all the way back to the beginning, 2001, the Fast and the Furious. We've had Too Fast, Too Furious, Tokyo Drift, Fast and Furious, Fast 5, now Fast 6. They're going to run out of titles pretty soon. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this movie. And that extended trailer we got, gosh, that spoiled me. I mean, they showed us so much, and I was so happy after watching that. I think Justin Lin is a fantastic director. I'm glad he kind of took over the reins of the franchise. And it sounds like Part 7 will be a sequel to Tokyo Drift. Now, what I'm about to say might be kind of confusing, but just try and stay with me. So there's Tokyo Drift, which is actually a sequel to Fast and Furious and Fast 5 and Fast 6. But it sounds like at the end of this one, we're going to be introduced to, spoiler alert, a new villain played by Jason Statham. I guess he calls Dom while Statham's in Tokyo. He calls Dom and just says, like, "You don't know who this is, but you will very soon." Something like that. It sounds like it takes place like right after Han's death or something. Han's being chased by the cops, and then we see Statham. You know that big chase scene at the end of Tokyo Drift. But Fast and Furious 6, yeah, I wanted to call it Berlin Boost. I thought that was pretty catchy. I think they're going with Furious 6, which sounds good. Especially when you list the movies, in order. You got Fast 5, Furious 6, Ferocious 7. Who knows? I think The Rock was a great addition to this franchise. I'm so glad that he and Dom are working together full on this time. I think they make a great team. And we got Roman, we got Tej, we got Giselle, Han. I don't know why they didn't include, what are their names? I can't even think of their names. The two, chatterboxes. I want to say Latinos. I don't want to offend anybody or anything. I think they're, Latinos. What are their names? Ja or something? I don't know why they're not in this one, but this movie still works, though, because, we're bringing back Letty. And I knew that Fast and Furious, the fourth movie, if that was successful, that they were going to bring back Letty eventually. They had that funeral, but I was like, I don't know, we saw Dom's flashback of what happened to her character, but we never actually saw what really happened. And people say, well, she got shot and she burned alive. It's like, well, again, that wasn't Dom's flashback. I think that she was left for dead. I think Phoenix did chase her, when they're in their cars and that. And, the car flipped, tumbled over and stuff, and started on fire. But I don't think he shot her. Or if he did, for some reason he didn't shoot her, in the head, he shot her somewhere else. And just left her for dead. But, I don't really remember a lot of fan backlash from that. No offense to Michelle Rodriguez. Letty's a great character, but this one, it just seems like it's more personal, this movie, Furious 6. I wonder how it's all going to work out. I mean, you remember that in Fast and Furious, Dom walked out on her, and then she faked her death. Remember, she went to Brian and wanted to hand over Braga so that Dom could go free. So when they meet up again in this one, I really don't know what's going to happen in this with their relationship. I mean, this whole family situation, they still try and keep it together, now with Brian and Mia having the baby. And Dom's just so focused on the family aspect of things, but it's like, you can't go back, That house in LA, having a barbecue. It's like, I don't know if, I don't see that happening again. But the villain in this looks really good. Owen Shaw. I guess he leads a gang, and Letty's his second in command. Looks like lots of good action sequences. Yo, they got a tank. That looks so badass. And then them taking down the plane at the end with a car. That must have been a pretty strong wire or whatever that Roman shoots from that RPG type device. Looks pretty good. And I think it's about time that they hand over the reins to DK, Sean, and Twinkie. Rest in peace, Hostess. As much as I love these movies, after the last one, Fast 5, they got all their money. And in this one, they're going after a rival gang. They're working with Hobbs, which means they're working, on the right side this time. But I think this is going to do it. I don't see them doing any more heists. I think they should just end it on a positive note. And, just get to Tokyo and kind of hand over the reins to them. I imagine that Lucas Black, I think that's his name, who played DK Sean, he's probably like, when do I get my own franchise? I've been waiting years for this. I think he is a really good actor. He really held the Tokyo Drift movie together. He and Han were a good team. And, I'd like to see him in part 7. And it looks like at the end of Tokyo Drift, we get Dom's cameo. And who knows if he was just there to pay his respects to Han, to race DK Sean. I don't know how that's going to go over. I'd like to see Fast and Furious 7 begin, with that scene, just to see what's going on. I wonder if they plan that far ahead. Because I know that when Justin Lin was making Tokyo Drift, he got Vin Diesel on board. I don't know if it was then that he presented the idea for another trilogy. He said, this is how it's going to go. I mean, obviously all of them are prequels, so he must have had some idea. But yeah, I'm excited for this movie. And it's in theaters May 24th, same day as The Hangover. I believe it's May 24th, yeah. Furious 6. Great to see the whole team back together. Lots of good times. And I hope Justin Lin keeps making these movies. But that's going to do it for this podcast. Thank you for listening. Let me know what you think about Furious 6 in the comments below. You can submit a video response. Like this video, share it with your friends. And you want to talk Fast and Furious 6 with someone? Talk about it with me, because I love this franchise. Love the characters, love the stories. And I will talk to you later. Thank you for listening, and subscribe for new videos.